My Monday pick for Monday, what's today? August 19th, 2024. Who am I going to pick to win? I can't make them up. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. Harrison Burton, for the first time in the history of the channel, you are being picked to win the race. Harrison Burton is going to survive the carnage. He is going to keep his car clean, and when everyone else has duct tape all over their car, missing parts, missing quarter panels, missing their doors, Harrison Burton will sneak through the carnage and absolutely obliterate the NASCAR playoff field. He is your winner at Daytona. If I get this one right, I'm never making a pick again.
Comes to the line! Jeff, your little boy has done it! Harrison Burton wins in Daytona!
I don't know. I didn't think that was going to happen. I'm still processing what just happened. Maybe I'm in some weird dream or some alternate reality, but Harrison Burton, who entered this race 34th in the standings, with 2 races to go until the NASCAR playoffs, won. Yeah. I don't know where to go from here. The playoff grid has, for like the 5th time this year, been nuked. 2 cars flipped. About all but 4 cars got involved in an incident. Kyle Busch, who's had a horrendous year this year, had a shot at the win and choked it. Well, I don't know if choked is the right word, but he lost it. But who did he lose it to? Well, Christopher Bell was up there, so maybe it was him. That was what I thought on this final restart. I was like, if Kyle Busch is going to lose this, he's going to lose it to Christopher Bell, a Joe Gibbs Racing driver. All this carnage, all this wreckage, 2 cars flip for a Christopher Bell win. But no, Kyle Busch, who has maybe his best race to date in 2024, he doesn't lose it to Christopher Bell. He loses it to Harrison Burton. 34th in the points. Picked up the Wood Brothers' 100th win. I don't know. He's in the playoffs. I think I mentioned that already. Guys, this is like it's been 20, 30 minutes. I'm still processing what I just watched here. Shock, stunned, those are the words. But I think that just happened. I need you in the comments to tell me, did that just happen, or is my mind playing weird tricks on me? Harrison Burton, your winner at Daytona, makes it into the playoffs. Massive shift. We knew there was a chance that there could be an upset winner, someone below the cut line, someone way in the back, way off of making it on points. But who really expected Harrison Burton? Well, technically, me, which I'm never going to let anyone forget that. So Monday, you guys are in for a treat, I guess, or an annoyance, really. But okay, so let's start talking about this thing. So Kyle Busch avoids one of the many late race incidents. We got to talk about those later because it just got so chaotic. They've got to be an independent topic. Kyle Busch is in his best position to win that he has been in all year long. He was top 5 at Michigan last week. He led a few laps in that thing, finished top 5 earlier in the year at, Atlanta in a photo finish. But this right here, he had the lead. He was the control car on the restart, and behind him was Harrison Burton, Christopher Bell, Cody Ware, Parker Retzlaff. It's like, Kyle Busch, buddy, you're on a long winless streak, the longest of your career. You've won every single year in your Cup Series career up to this point, 19 years in running, and you need to win to make it to the playoffs. You've got this, right? No. Kyle Busch held on for a lap and a half, but all of a sudden, Parker Retzlaff just shoved the absolute crap out of Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton got the lead, never looked back. He blocked Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch gave him a little bit of bump, and Harrison Burton went below the WO line, which is usually a no-no, but because he got forced down there, who cares? Harrison Burton got to the line first. Harrison Burton lost his ride this season. He will no longer be driving for the Wood Brothers following the 2024 season. And he's going to be forever known as the guy who got the Wood Brothers, one of the most iconic teams in NASCAR history, their 100th win. Great for him. Great for the Wood Brothers. I mean, this is a huge moment for them. They've struggled the past few years with Burton. And it's a huge financial thing. They go from 34th to, at the absolute worst, 16th in the standings with this win. We talked about it a couple weeks ago with Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon went from 32nd to 16th at the absolute worst, but then he got the win. He got to keep the win, but he got the playoff eligibility taken away. Well, Harrison Burton, they reviewed it. They said he was fine. They said he got forced down there. Harrison Burton's your winner. And he's in the playoffs. He's the Wood Brothers 100th winner. Jeff Burton, his son Jeff Burton, was in the booth. By the way, Lee Diffie with a masterclass of a call, as we all expected. So glad to have him in the booth. But Harrison Burton shocks the world, shocks me, shocks everyone, and wins at Daytona. And oh my Lord, what a chaotic race it was. We saw a big one in stage 2 that took out a good 6 or 7 cars. Half the field was involved in that one, including playoff drivers. Playoff bubble drivers. Chastain was in it. Chastain ran the back of the pack all day, ended up getting a top 10 out of this thing somehow, I think. But major playoff implications, championship implications, 2 flips. The first one, Michael McDowell, heading into turn 1, gets turned by Austin Cindric. He gets T-boned by Joey Logano, catches air as a result, just hit it the wrong angle. The car, the air got caught underneath the car, whatever. And this flip thing has been a big topic this week because of how easily Corey LaJoie flipped last week at Michigan. Well, they added a new fin to the right side of the rear window. And, that was flip number 1. And then flip number 2 happened. And everyone's like, oh, we may still have a problem here. Josh Berry just got turned and he caught sideways. He was still a little bit connected with Cindric, but then all of a sudden he flips and it was a vicious crash. Upside down, smacks the inside wall and lands on his roof. It takes him a couple of minutes to flip him back over. Gets out of the car. He was okay. He talked to TV. Great to see all these guys get out of the car despite the scary-looking crashes. But Michael McDowell and Josh Berry flip, that was just absolutely insane. We had a flip at Michigan last week. We should have known it was going to get crazier this week with the situation at hand with the playoffs and whatnot, and just knowing how chaotic Daytona can get. And, not 1, but 2 flips. NASCAR, I'm sure, is going to study these cars. They're going to look into it. They're going to try to figure out why these cars are starting to flip easier. The first Daytona race we had with the next-gen car, ironically enough, Harrison Burton flipped extremely easily. I think NASCAR made some changes to the car, and we really haven't seen many flips that I can remember. We've seen some cars get in the air a little bit, but I'm genuinely trying to remember a full-blown flip, land on your roof, all that. But we've had 3 in the last 2 weeks. It's a little concerning, but I don't know. I'm so in shock right now that I don't even know. The playoff bubble has been nuked. Harrison Burton, let's just get into this. We'll talk about each driver in their day. Harrison Burton's your winner. NASCAR Cup Series winner, Harrison Burton. NASCAR playoff driver, Harrison Burton. Wood Brothers 100th winner, Harrison Burton. Yeah. Harrison Burton, I got to give it to him. He drove great those last 2 laps. When Kyle Busch was on his inside, I was like, I don't know if he can get around Kyle Busch. And, Kyle Busch might wreck himself to win this race if he has to. Well, Harrison Burton got by him. He threw some aggressive blocks. He did what he had to do to win, and he got that win. About got dumped for it, but he didn't. And what matters is that he won. Harrison Burton, congratulations to him. The Wood Brothers on their 100th win, a shocking win, one of their biggest wins. Is this more shocking than the Trevor Bayne 2011 Daytona 500? I got to sit around for a couple days to actually think about that. As of right now, I don't know. But just absolutely insane that Harrison Burton, you are looking at this leaderboard, Harrison Burton in the 21 car who has struggled at the Wood Brothers in his final year after losing his seat is a winner. It's mind-blowing, guys. I can't believe I picked him. I can't believe he actually helped me there look somewhat intelligent. I probably don't even look intelligent because it was a guess. Every pick is a guess. We'll talk about that more on Monday. Kyle Busch, what has been a horrendous year, looked like it could finally have something go right, and he loses to Harrison Burton. I mean, look, Kyle Busch drove a great race tonight. He led laps, he was up front, and he avoided the carnage when he needed to. But ultimately, the last 2 laps at Daytona, they're kind of a crapshoot. When you're leading, it's hard to hold the lead. Honestly, when you take that white flag, you are praying there's a caution. You're praying there's a wreck because you got to make it over 2.5-ish miles back to the checkered flag. And Kyle Busch led into turn 1. He led through turn 2. But the backstretch, he got too much separation. Harrison Burton had a huge push from a Chevrolet. Curious how that Chevrolet meeting's going to go. That Retzlaff pushed Burton to the playoffs instead of Kyle Busch getting in there. But Kyle Busch finally gets his best result of the season, and it's to Harrison Burton. I mean, you can't make up this 2024 for Kyle Busch. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong, and when it finally goes right, he loses to Harrison Burton. I mean, everyone lost to Harrison Burton tonight, but Christopher Bell third. Didn't hear about him all night until the final restart, but good job, Christopher Bell. That'll help you in the regular season standings. All right. Cody Ware fourth. What a run by Cody Ware. Top 5 for Rick Ware Racing. Justin Haley led like 20 laps in this thing. Scored stage points in this thing. Cody Ware survives and gets a 4th place finish. Good for him. Good for Rick Ware Racing. 4th place. A 10th off the winner. Cody Ware. What a night. Ty Gibbs 5th. He's still in the playoff bubble. Bubba Wallace finishes 6th, which normally would be great. That would be a huge help to his playoff case, but Harrison Burton won and just obliterated the playoff field. Bubba is not in a great spot. We'll talk about the playoff bubble at the end of this thing. Not looking great heading into Darlington next week. Parker Retzlaff 7th. He got wrecked on the final tri-oval. He was like 2nd heading into turn 3, and then he just kind of got wrecked in the thick of all that. Brad Keselowski was leading late in this race and then got a penalty for a restart violation. And I kind of said under my breath, maybe that's for the better because there's going to be a big wreck. Well, ended up being for the better because he survives and finishes 8th. Daniel Hemrick 9th. Cool. 10th place, Chris Buescher. He's in a decent playoff position. 11th, Carson Hocevar. 12th, Ross Chastain. Was like 33rd at one point in this race. Got involved in that first big one. Ran in the mid to low 20s all night long until everyone starts wrecking each other. And then Ross Chastain somehow, someway survives to get 12th, but it may not matter. Zane Smith, Chase Briscoe, John Hunter Nemechek, who led some laps in this thing, got wrecked out of the lead by Kyle Larson. Bowman, Jones, Cindric, Get Loud for McLeod, top 20. Joey Gase with a top 20 in the NY racing car. Quite impressive. Larson took out quite a few cars tonight. He caused one of the big ones when he hit LaJoy, who hit Gregson. And there's some argument, did LaJoy actually cause that wreck with Gregson? That was the first big one. Or was it Larson who hit LaJoy? A lot of debate. But then he kind of wrecked Nemechek. I don't think that one is very disputed. Austin Dillon, Todd Gilliland led some laps in this race. Looked really fast once again. Truex, Austin Hill, Josh Berry flipped. He is okay, but he flipped. Byron, Reddick. I think Reddick's got a pretty good grasp on the regular season championship now. I don't know. I really don't at this point. Blaney, McDowell, who was really fast, and he flipped as well, and he's okay, I think. But he flipped out of the lead. What can I tell you? Logano, Haley, who, as I said, led 20 or so laps, had a great race today. One of Rick Ware Racing's best races, was in the top 5 for a good chunk of this thing. Led 20 laps. I think he scored some stage points, but the power of Daytona. Stenhouse, LaJoy, SVG. He didn't get involved in a crash, but his engine decided to explode. Was in the top 10 at one point in this race after the first big one, but as I said, engine gone. Chase Elliott essentially out of this regular season championship thing, I think. Really, once again, not sure. Gregson, Hamlin, Priest, and Suarez. Car caught on fire, like aggressively. Very aggressively. Kind of a crazy situation. Suarez is all right. He got out of the car, but that car was on fire. So your playoff grid looks like this. We have 13 winners now. 1 race to go at Darlington. What a playoff grid, man. Look at these winners. We got Cindric in there. We got Suarez in there. Now we got Harrison Burton in there. Ooh-wee. Truex is technically not locked in, but it would take an absolute disaster for him to not make it. Ty Gibbs is feeling pretty good, but if there's a new winner, then it's between him and Buescher, and that's going to get a bit tight. If there's not a new winner, Buescher should make it based on how he ran on the spring. Bubba can keep it close, but I think it's a must-win. Bubba, Chastain, and then mathematically everyone else has to win. But Bubba and Chastain even, I think you've got to win, because do you really want to bank on Buescher having a bad day? And it's got to be a pretty bad day. Like if Buescher scores stage points like he did in the spring, then you guys are in trouble. So there's your playoff bubble. I just realized I have to make a Harrison Burton championship case video. Man, what a day. But Harrison Burton has obliterated the NASCAR playoff field. My Monday pick for the last 2 Mondays has been correct. Tyler Reddick at Michigan. All right, that made sense. Harrison Burton at Daytona. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm shocked. I'm in disbelief. I'm still in disbelief. But realistically, seriously, congratulations to Harrison Burton, to the Wood brothers. That's a huge win for them. To get win number 100, it's been sitting on them for a while, since Ryan Blaney won back in 2017 at Pocono. It's been sitting on them for 7 years, 99 wins. When are we going to get to 100, a century, whatever the magic word is? When are we going to get to that number? Well, that answer is, what's today? August 25th or August 24th, 2024. That is your day. That was the magic day for Harrison Burton, for the Wood brothers to reach victory lane once again, to win at Daytona. One of NASCAR's most iconic teams wins at one of NASCAR's most iconic tracks, and they do it in thrilling, shocking fashion. Chaos. This race was chaos in every way, shape, and form. NASCAR playoffs are coming up. Next week's the cutoff at Darlington. I'll give you an update on that in a bit. But the Monday after, we'll do that on Monday. Usually I do it after the race, but I think we're going to do Monday because there's a truck race tomorrow. But wow, just what a wild day. I'll see you guys in the next video. We got the F1 race in the morning. F1's back, but man, what a chaotic year we've had in NASCAR.